Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Chips. Please subscribe to get latest video updates. In this video we are going to talk about creation design pattern Singleton. Singleton is one of the design patterns which fall under creational category of design patterns. There are three categories of design patterns: creational, behavioral and structural. Singleton is creational design pattern. So first let's understand what is Singleton design pattern. What is the actual meaning of Singleton? Well, Singleton means only one, and programming world it means only one instance of a class. So when write code in any language for a class which can be instantiated only once inside on process on a computer, that means the class is written as Singleton. Singleton implementation looks fairly simple, but when it comes to its usage there are many things which we need to consider, otherwise Singleton class can create more problems in the program than it will solve. Here are some of the key points which you need to look at while you are writing code for a Singleton class. Making constructor of the class private. Exposing a public static read-only property, which can return the instance of the class. Wrapping instance creation inside a public static method. Making sure that one and only one instance is created. Making the instance creation thread safe. You can use locking for making a Singleton class thread safe. So these are main points which you should keep in mind, should have in place in your Singleton class code before you can start using this class object. So in theory you have to control or not allow consumers of the class to create more than one instance of it. And you have to make a provision to make the instance available to the consumer class even though it cannot create it, because the constructor of the class is private. So the only way consumer class has to get the instance is via accessing the public static property or by calling public static method. Actually there are more than one ways of writing a Singleton class, although some of the principles remain fixed, like private constructor, thread safety, and once instance. The I am explaining here is such that when first consumer try to get the instance, it checks the public property which hold the instance. If it's null, then it calls the public static method which return the instance to the caller and then stores it in public property for future reference. The other way could be like just by always calling the public static method which returns instance. So this was all about the theoretical stuff of Singleton design pattern. Now we have a practical of the same.
Hey guys, so far in this video we looked at the theory of the Singleton. We talked about various points which are basically required in order to create a proper Singleton class, which can be thread safe to use. Now we are going to have some code here which we will discuss, so I'm going to show you guys multiple ways of Singleton design pattern creation. So I have here 4 or 5 implementations of Singleton pattern. First one here is this one you can see here on my screen. So here I have this Singleton class which is sealed class, and then I have this private constructor, and then this object lock which will use for locking the instance for thread safety, and then we have this private Singleton instance property which actually holds the instance of the Singleton class. So what happens when the consumer application calls this method, this private public static method? So it actually uses this lock to make sure that no two threads can create instance of this class, which helps us in making sure that always there is only one instance of this class which exists in memory for one computer process. So per process there should be only one instance of this class. Basically one object of this class should be there in the memory. So this lock basically makes sure that when a consumer application calls this Singleton instance get method, so and that application is suppose having multiple threads running. So if two threads try to get the instance of this class, so two instance of this class will not be created, because while one thread is creating the instance, other thread try to access it, the instance creation will be locked by using this locking mechanism. Now I have another implementation of Singleton here, which is almost similar to the previous one, but here we are using more than one lock checking. So if you can see here, we have used this condition here, which is extra from the previous one, and then also we have used this condition here. So we are doubly making sure that only one and only one instance of this Singleton class is created while consumer application is calling this static get method. Then we have another implementation here, which is without using lock. So for that purpose, what we have done, we have created this static Singleton constructor of this class. We also have a private constructor, you can see here. So this static constructor makes sure that only one instance of this class will be created always. So this is another way of making sure that that the consumer applications are not able to create more than one instance of this implementation. Okay, so these were some of the good implementations of Singleton pattern. Now I have another implementation which basically is not supposed to be good one, because here we are checking the instance whether it exists or not, but we are not using locking here. So this implementation will definitely fail in case the consumer application is running on multiple threads. So thank you for watching this part of the video. This is how you guys can implement Singleton design pattern. Actually you can find even more ways if you try to Google multiple other ways of implementing this Singleton design pattern. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe for similar videos.